The seven individuals accused of taking out Miss Tamara Geddes over there in Trelawney were remanded in custody when they appeared in court earlier this week. If you have been following the story, we had covered a number of reports as it relates to what transpired to Miss Tamara Geddes, in which her sister planned the whole entire demise of her, paying a hitman to take her out. When we return, we'll have the exclusive details of this to come on the program. We ask you, please remember, just like, share, subscribe to the channel Links of Low 7 TV so you're notified whenever we post new videos. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back and thanks for joining us for the program. This is Links to Blow 7 TV. Let's talk, where we keep you up to date with social issues and there's things going on around the world. So what we want to talk about is Tamara Geddes. If you have been following the story, you would have known the whole entire details as to what transpired with her back in June of this year. So we have some new updates to bring to you as it relates to that. However, before we divulge the details of that, let me just talk a little as we usually do on the program. So some of the time you have certain family members that you trust and you put your all into them, not knowing that these are the same people that at times they are the one that will tear you down. Mr. Margedides had her trust in her sister, and her sister basically paid someone just in order to get rid of her. The sum of money that was paid was so significant that I can't believe that a family member could be so cruel to another, especially your own blood, your own sister at hand. And the thing about it, when I watched it on the news, you could see her wept openly and crying tears as if she knew nothing about what transpired, just to cover up the whole entire situation that played out over there in Reserve District Trelawney. And the police, through thorough investigation, made a number of arrests, 7 so far. And all these people went to court this week and they were remanded in custody, pending more investigations by the police. It is also believed that this was actually a hit on the sister and that it was over property left. We are not sure, or we cannot confirm whether it was over the property. However, those are the speculations and things going on online as it relates to that. Well, we cannot really speak to that right at this current moment. But we're going to update you as it relates to the latest information that we have to bring to you on this story. So the 7 accused charged with the June 19 taking out of 36-year-old Tamara Geddes at Reserve District in Falmouth, Trelawney, were remanded in custody when they recently appeared in the Trelawney Parish Court earlier this week. Geddes was shot at her home by a gunman on Friday, June 19. During the latest court appearance, the Crown said that the case file was not yet complete, so they have put back the case for a while now based on the case file not complete, and the police are just trying their best to see how well they can gather the evidence in order to convict these people that were caught in the whole entire situation. So joined the charge with the taking out of Miss Tamara Geddes and conspiracy to murder are the deceased sister, 39-year-old farmer Nadine Geddes, and her 2 daughters, and a 55-year-old farmer who goes by the name Owen Irvin as well. These people are both from Hampton District, Salt Spring in St. James. Also charged with the case as well is 24-year-old Brian Shelley and 23-year-old Roxanne Knott, both of Norwood in St. James as well. So these are the individuals that are taken into custody by the police, and the police are trying to ascertain more information as it relates to what really transpired in this case. So reports from the Falmouth police are that on June 9 around 8:30 p.m. Geddes was at her home inside her room when a gunman entered the room and demanded money. He also attempted to sexually assault her. He opened fire, hitting her multiple times. The daughter escaped unhurt. On Tuesday, July 14, Nadine Geddes, along with her 2 daughters, and Owen Irvin were arrested and charged in connection with the taking out of Miss Tamara Geddes. It's also been reported that on August 14 and 17, Shelley and Nutt were pointed out in an identification parade as well. All seven persons appeared in court and is slated to reappear in court on November 26, 2020. So that's the latest we have as it relates to this. But I cannot tell you that this is just one of those situations that I tell you really hit the country very hard. And when we look on what transpired in this case, that the sister was the one that orchestrated the whole entire hit on Miss Tamara Geddes, and even her two daughters were a part of the whole entire plot as well, which just goes to show you that you can't trust people in this current time that we're living in. Just imagine these were family members of her paying for her own demise. In a total, I believe it was a $250,000 hit taken out on her life. And in all, seven people were taken into custody and charged with the taking out of one individual, Miss Tamara Geddes. So Miss Tamara Geddes was said to be a loving and caring individual, very quiet as well, and this has left a whole entire void in the community of Reserve in Trelawney, who still reeling from the effects of this right now and is still in shock, the whole entire community, based on the development that came out of this story and what transpired with the whole entire situation, with the police making the dramatic revelation that the sister orchestrated the whole entire hit against the other sister, which left the whole entire community devastated. So the police are still carrying out more investigations in order to ascertain the real reason behind the hit. And also this has led to the case being pushed back to November 26th based on this, because the case file is not ready to be submitted in court. But in the meantime, the seven have been remanded in custody, so they have not been getting any bail, even though I'm not sure whether a request were mailed for bail for them. However, there have not been any point in which we believe that they will get bail in this current situation that they are placed with, and a number of unknown sources has informed us that they don't believe that the judge will grant them bail in such a time like this, with the case still pending and the case file not ready for submission just yet. But what transpired in the community and normally quiet area of Reserve in Trelawney still really affects on the minds of many, and many are still in disbelief that the sister was actually the one that manipulated the whole entire situation and orchestrated the whole entire hit against her other sister. It is believed that on the night in question, the other sister was in the living room watching television when the gunman entered from the downstairs and entered the bedroom, which was upstairs, with Miss Tamara Geddes. It is said that the gunman in question fired several shots, hitting her multiple times, and the sister was downstairs watching television during this entire situation unfolding. When questioned by the police, she said that she did not saw anything and she did not heard anything, despite the massive explosion that reckled the community around 8:30 on this night. She said that she did not heard anything, and that led to the suspicion of the police officers, that led to a massive investigation, which then led to her arrest. However, we'll try our very best to keep you up to date with this story. This has been Links 007 TV Let's Talk, and we just want to take this opportunity once more just to express our condolences to the family and friends of the late Tamara Geddes. We're out for this one. More details to come in a later report.